Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, September 27, 2017. Of course, today is not only New Comic Book Day, but that means tonight, right now, is New Comic Book Video Day. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of messages from viewers who say, hey, we enjoy the new books you pick up and the new books that you show, but we would like to see some other things you pick up during the course of the week. So you know what? I'm going to show the new comic books that I picked up today. I'm going to show a couple of books that I picked up during the course of the week that are older that I thought you might like to see because that's been requested a lot. And I am also going to show a horror movie since Halloween is coming up, my favorite time of the year. It's a big time for this house. We love it. And I'm going to show you a couple of movies that I enjoy every week. And then leading up towards Halloween, I'm going to do an all movie video, nothing with horror-themed movies. So let's jump right into the books. First book, Comic-Con exclusive, Batman in Noir Alley. This is kind of a homage to, 30s, 40s, and 50s detective books. You see the Batman right there. This was a Comic-Con book. They had it at the shop today, so I picked that up. Pretty cool books. They're selling really good. This is Generations Spiders, #1. Of course, last week we had the Oz Effect storyline, #1. That had the fancy cover. Here is Oz Effect #2 with fancy cover. You kind of mix it. You can't really see it that good with the lighting, so I apologize for that, but these are pretty cool, and the story is pretty good as well. Detective Batman 965. Part of the Dark Knight's Metal tie-ins. This is Suicide Squad 26. Welcome to Poison Ivy's Jungle. And if you're watching Gotham, the TV show Gotham on Fox, of course, the first episode, I believe, was last week. I just watched it today because I have to TiVo that stuff. And I really like what they did with the Poison Ivy character. I'm kind of seeing how they're going to tie her in. I hope they give her a bigger part on the show. I'm kind of enjoying that. Books that I usually don't collect, but I'm a big Donald Duck guy. I always like Donald Duck. They had this today. It's a DuckTales variant. Wasn't expensive, so I grabbed it only because I thought it was pretty cool. You got the Donald Duck right there. We talked about the adult covers, the extreme covers that might offend people. We talked about this last week. Everybody said, show them, show them, show them. So the only one I picked up this week, Lookers, #2. Adult Extreme, right there. If it offended anybody, I apologize. But you know what? Everybody spoke and they want to see them, so there it was. Wonder Woman 31. Only cover I picked up on that. Really cool cover. Kind of a controversial cover. It's kind of a hot topic at the shop I was at today picking these up. Everybody was like, oh, that's blasphemy and stuff. This is Dollface, #9, the tattered and torn version, where she is hanging on a cross, a crucifixion cover. The storyline, I'm not really getting into on Dollface. I do support the local artist, Dan Mendoza, here in Las Vegas, but I love this cover. Absolutely love this cover. So I picked a couple of those up. Captain America, Generations, The Americas. Actually, I did read this one because someone at the shop said the storyline was really good, and you want to know what? The storyline is very good. There's a couple of little twists in there, so take a look at it. Really, really good. Captain America, Generations. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. Really cool cover. I like the back of the books where they have, a bunch of comics that have been X'd out. There's, Hulk 181. You can't see it again. I apologize because of the lighting. Really cool cover. Venomverse, #4. Another really cool cover. They're coming out with great covers on this. Storyline is hit and miss, but the covers are off the chart. I love the covers. And of course, they're doing the Dark Knight's storyline for the Metal series. This is Batman the Murder Machine. This is #1. I was surprised this was only $3.99 because they've been trying to jack these up a little bit. So that's what I picked up today as far as the new books. Again, I'm at a new shop. It's slowly getting books in. I'm slowly getting some stuff in. What I'll do is I'll add a few things to my pull list, and then I walk around and just pull stuff off the shelf every week. So, I may only have 3 or 4 things in my box, but I'll walk out with a stack of books every week. They understand this, and that's what it is. So, going to the viewers who said, hey, I want to pick up some things, show us some of the other things you pick up, older book-wise. So I thought, you know what, let's do that right now. As you know, my friend Joe opened up his Fire Force Comics inside the swap meet, so I am trying to show him a little support. So I went there the other day and I picked up a couple of books. Nothing super fancy, but just really, really cool books. First one is a Super DC Giant, number 23, which is The Unexpected, right here. You don't see a lot of these around too much. People kind of grab them. The Unexpected one, you can find them on eBay, but they're hard to find in decent condition. If you can find these in pretty much mid-grade, you're doing really well, because it's kind of a thicker book, and the thicker books, as you know, from this time frame have a hard time. They get smashed, the spines get crushed down. So I was kind of happy to find this book. Again, it's just a mid-grade copy, but it's a cool book. So that was Unexpected right there. That was DC Giants number 23. Another book that's really cool, not a high-grade book, but these are hard to find, are Golden Age books. This, like I said, is not a high-grade book. This is a lower-grade book, but I do like it. And this was Captain Marvel, number 129 from 1952. There's that, if you can see it. Again, kind of hard to find some of these books. They're drying up pretty good. I had an opportunity. You got to pay for these books. I paid a good price for it. But you know what? You're going to have to do that. So that's what I picked up and just kind of put this stuff away. Again, I do ultimately intend to reopen my shop. Things are kind of moving into that direction a lot sooner than I expected. I will have more information on that as it becomes available. But I do know there are some shift bids coming up at the hospital, and it looks like I'm going to be able to get off the shift sooner than later. But I am going to postpone the opening for sure until the end of the year, but by, you know, at the start of the new year, because I just want to build up some inventory. I want to buy some stock. I want to give my friend an opportunity to really build his clientele, get his foot in there, because I know once I reopen, my customers will come back. I know people are excited about that, so I don't have any problem with that. So those are the books I picked up. I hope you like the two older books. Again, Captain Marvel is just a cool book. Lower grade, but a really cool book. So with Halloween coming up, I love the horror movies. You guys know, you see my tattoos with all the different people on it. I love the movies, and so I picked up a copy that I needed from Scream Factory. This is Halloween Collector's Edition, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. This is the Silver Shamrock 30th Anniversary Edition that I picked up. And this is a movie that kind of gets a bad rap because you put the Halloween name on something and everybody automatically thinks Michael Myers. And you should. Michael Myers is the face of the Halloween franchise. Now, after the second Halloween movie, Mustafa Akkad, who was the one who was basically financing all these movies, wanted to try to keep the Halloween franchise going, but wanted to try something without the Michael Myers character. So they came up with the storyline of Season of the Witch, which is about a company, Silver Shamrock, which makes Halloween masks, and they were going to do a special thing on Halloween night that was going to basically kill kids that were wearing their masks at a certain time when the TV advertisement came on. So people get this hard time, like, well, it's not a Halloween movie and it's not that good. If you take it for what it is, if you just looked at this movie and you take the Michael Myers aspect out of it and you look at the movie just for what it is, if they just called the movie The Season of the Witch, this would be considered a pretty good movie for the 80s. So the idea that they called it Halloween was trying to draw off that stuff, and they just didn't. It didn't get the credit that it deserves. It does have a huge hardcore following, underground following. I love this movie. I like it for what it is. But if you look at it, Scream Factory does a lot of the 80s movies, and they're putting them out there. So, or if you want to take a look and buy some good stuff, go online, go to Scream Factory. You can find things like this. Now, this has audio commentator by Tommy Lee Wallace, who is the writer-director, audio commentary with actor Tom Atkins, who I have met, who is a really cool guy, who I enjoyed speaking with, making of Halloween 3, interviews again, and you have Horror's Hallowed Ground is something that Sean Cook does, and he has done them for other things, Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween 2, and he did one for this, Season of the Witch. He's on The Fog. So you can go online on YouTube and look at Horror's Hallowed Ground and kind of see these things where they go to these sites where they film these movies. Really, really cool. So you get a lot. I mean, the movie itself costs about $20. It's a Blu-ray, but you get so much added into it that, to me, it's worth it. Right there. Scream Factory, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. If you haven't seen it, check it out and take it for what it is. It's just a horror movie that's got nothing to do with Michael Myers. But I'm sure a lot of you out there like it. I will bring other movies up in the coming weeks, like I said. And I got a message from a viewer who wanted me to discuss the hotbed topic right now, which is NFL players and professional athletes kneeling and not standing during the national anthem. I am a hardcore military backer. I was in the military. My son was in the military. We did our time. We served our country. And I keep my political information to myself. I don't put that out there. I do believe in the First Amendment, but I think people who are doing this have a misunderstanding of what the First Amendment actually allows. So I am not going to say anything. I apologize to you who wanted me to say something. I'm not going to get into that. So I did some other things. So we'll just leave it at that. I hope you liked the new books I picked up. I hope you liked the vintage books, the 2 vintage books I showed. I picked up some other things, but those were 2 of the main ones that I kind of enjoyed. And then I hope you like the movie aspect of it. If there's a movie you want me to touch bases on, send me a message. Let me know what it is. If not, I'll just pick another movie next week. And then the next couple of weeks, probably the middle of October, I'm going to do a full-on Halloween, October horror movie video. And again, as I get more information as it relates to the shift and a possible reopening of the shop, you will be the first to know. I promise that. So that's all we really have today. I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you don't, nothing I can do for you. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if that's what you feel, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Have a great night.